what's your name anyway?
Hey, kid, there's a big shot gangster. He's putting together a crew.
You think everything sounds like a bad idea.
If you come with me, you're in this life for good.
I waited a long time for a shot like this. I got a really good feeling about this.
Hey everybody, it's Charlie. So surprised they dropped a new Star Wars Han Solo trailer, and it looks like Han Solo is meeting Chewbacca for the first time. Like it says, hey, what's your name? And he just growls at him. If you're brand new to the channel, be sure to subscribe to get all the movie videos. We're hitting summer movie season, so like we're just getting started with all the big crazy stuff this year. I like the way that Chewbacca reacts to everything. I don't think they're going to lean on him too much for comedy in the film. I just think they're using him to take a little bit of the piss out of Han Solo because he has a giant chip on his shoulder, which is indicative of the character in his early years before he met Chewbacca. He was always really roguish, mistrustful of authority figures, but Chewbacca had a huge role in shaping his personality as you see it when we see him for the first time during Episode 4. It seems like based on the way they cut this trailer and the last trailer and some of the dialogue, that this happens relatively early in the film, this train heist, but before he's joined the crew, and he runs into Chewbacca while this is happening, but also runs into Enfys Nest, the leader of the Cloud Rider gang. There was a line of dialogue in the last big trailer where Emilia Clarke's character, Kira, is asking him, why are you doing this? And one of the reasons is revenge. They flash to Enfys Nest with the pirate gang, like that shot of him pulling his gun out of its holster. So they might just be competing interests, or maybe Enfys Nest was hired by someone else to hijack this train. It looks like it goes sideways and it blows up. Chewbacca and Han Solo barely escape with their lives. And this sort of puts them at odds. Maybe Enfys Nest becomes sort of like his Boba Fett in a small way for this movie. Like Boba Fett pursued Han Solo for a long time before he finally caught him. So that might be what Enfys Nest does throughout the course of this film. But if it wasn't clear, even though she's wearing Mandalorian armor, this is a pirate gang. They're called the Cloud Riders. It's not like they're a bunch of bounty hunters hired by Darth Vader to go hunt down people. We finally found out who Jon Favreau is playing. It's the small alien here. We don't have a name for this person yet, but there were a lot of people that were confused about who this is. It's a new character that we've never seen before. I don't know if it's going to speak with Jon Favreau's voice, or they're going to modulate it, or how big the part is. It might just wind up being a couple small scenes. But funny thing in real life, Jon Favreau is directing the live-action Lion King remake. Simba is being played by Donald Glover, Orlando Calrissian. So it's just like this Disney situation where they own all these companies, so you see actors and directors reuniting on all kinds of different projects all over the place within a couple years of each other. Really glad we finally get a shot of Warwick Davis's character. We don't know who he's playing or what his role in the film is going to be, but they're sort of using him like their John Ratzenberger Pixar good luck charm. Like in every Pixar film, John Ratzenberger appears in some funny role. It's not always a really big one, but he's always there, and he's become something of a good luck charm for the studio. So Warwick Davis is just one of those people. Like, he's part of the Star Wars family, but now, especially with the new films, he's been in every single one in a different role. The other big part of this is them focusing on the Sabacc game. It could be the, capital T-H-E, the Sabacc game where he wins the Millennium Falcon, or it could just be another one. Probably one of my favorite Chewbacca reaction shots where like he looks at the cards and just turns away like he's saying, "Oh shit, this just sucks." The thing I think they're trying to invoke with this is that he has a totally crap hand. There's no way that he's going to win. And they're sort of calling back to that moment in Episode 4 where Han Solo talks about luck.
Hokey religions and ancient weapons are no match for a good blaster at your side, kid.
See? You can do it.
I call it luck.
In my experience, there's no such thing as luck.
You get a couple more shots of them being pursued through this giant space maelstrom by the Star Destroyer in these TIE fighters, which is probably from what the actual heist is for. They're putting the crew together. Woody Harrelson's Tobias Beckett character gives him that speech, like, you come with me, this is what you're doing for the rest of your life. Like, this is it, kid. The run that they're making might actually be the famous Kessel run because we know that Kessel's going to be a location during the film. There are a bunch of locations that we just learned about, starting with the Recruitment Center, Imperial Academy, Training Facility, Battlefield, The Pens, is something called The Pen, the Den, which is probably this bar where they're playing this game of Sabacc, the Spaceport, the TIE Fighter Factory, the Campsite, the Bridge, the Impound, the chase, which is probably just this chase through the maelstrom here, the refinery canteen, the coast, the tavern, the droid arena, the back room, the operations center, the landing platform, and the spice mines. So obviously, legendary Kessel Run, probably going to be a big part of the film. But in the way that these big movies sort of demarcate themselves with big action set pieces in different acts, you can think about this one as being the big one of the film. For those of you asking about the other Wookiee that Chewbacca is head bumping, I think it's pretty clear that that's probably his wife. I don't know if they're going to make any jokes or make any references to the holiday special. Like when everybody references that, they talk about Lumpy, but I think that this is his wife Mala, so they might be invoking her. We've never actually seen her in any of the other films before. We've been to Kashyyyk before during the prequels, but we haven't spent a whole lot of time with the Wookiees beyond Chewbacca in some of these moments. There hasn't been a whole lot of Lando in these trailers, and even though this is Han Solo's backstory, we'll learn more about Chewbacca's backstory. I don't know how much of Lando's backstory we'll learn, because we have got some of him during Rebels, and I think the idea is that this is all happening before the events of Star Wars Rebels. So if you watch that TV show and you see how he sort of helps the rebellion out as it's forming, this is all happening after his life as a smuggler, because I think when Han Solo meets him, he's sort of at the peak of his ability. Then, there's the implication that Han Solo cheated in that game of Sabacc. But all the canon has said about him during the Rebels series is that after he lost the Falcon, he went to Lothal and became an entrepreneur, which was sort of the path to him becoming the administrator of Cloud City.
Oh, hello there, Captain Syndulla. This is a pleasant surprise. What can I do for you?
This isn't a social call, Lando. It's business. We need your help to smuggle something off Lothal.
Past the Imperial blockade.
You know, if the Empire learns I got involved, it'd be all over for me. I'd be taking an awful big risk.
What do you want?
What have you got?
Imperial shield generators. Military grade.
Oh, now that's merchandise I can move. How many are we talking about?
2.
2? You are no gambler, Hera. Offering me 2 means you've got at least 6. So I think 3 is probably fair.
So let me know in the comments, because we're getting so much Chewbacca in this film and some of his backstory, do you think that they actually reference the holiday special, whether it be some sort of funny momentary reference or it actually becomes a big plot point, like they actually canonize some of those characters? Because technically it's not canon, even though it occupies a very special place in Star Wars fandom. But what'll happen is the Walking Dead finale is tonight. I might have some time to post some more Marvel before that happens. Leave all your video requests in the comments below. Click here for that last big Han Solo trailer, and click here for a brand new Infinity War. Thank you so much for watching. Everybody stay awesome. I'll see you guys tonight.